you have these great strategies to double your business as a small business owner. And you talk about the three key ways. And of course, we have clinic owners, but still the same thing. If you've got a business, you've got to be in sales. So tell me a little bit about that and how this helped you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talked about, let's just dive right in. The three tips. Like, if you really want to grow your business, in order to hack that cycle, there's three things you need to know. One, get crystal clear on what your revenue stretch goal is. Not just the one that I kind of like to reach this year, but if it's a million, if it's 10 million, whatever it is, get clear on that. If you're not clear on that, it's like you haven't created the container to get there. The second you do that, all those limiting beliefs, which we'll talk about later today, all those limiting beliefs come up. So that's an opportunity to clear those beliefs. Once you do that, the next steps you'll see are in front of you, and then it's up to you to take those steps. But you're much more willing to take those steps when you've created the container for it and cleared those limiting beliefs.
So I've noticed that when trying to set goals with certain clients, there's two different types. The ones that are like, I want, and they name a number that they don't believe they'll ever hit. They're not actually connected to that number in any
Mhm.
real sort of way. It's just something that they've heard that they feel like they need to hit. And then they're on the way other scale, they'll give a number that is so easy that they know automatically there'll be a hit. There's no stretch within it. So, can you tell me, just coach to coach, how are you able to get them to this realistic number that's also a little bit of stretch where they can really get into growth mode, not just for them, but to up level their skills?
Yeah. First of all, I totally understand that, as humans, we have different risk tolerance levels, right? Like, some of us are bigger risk takers than others. So our big risk takers are going to be like, I want 10 million. And our others who aren't as big of risk takers might be like, I want 250,000. So we start with where they are, Jennifer, right? It's like, what's your current revenue? And sometimes people aren't even 100% sure. So it's okay. We're going to dig into the numbers. Let's say I'm at 25,000 a month. At a minimum, we encourage our clients to go for a double. Right. So if I'm at 25,000 a month, what would it take to get to 50,000? And that also helps me as a coach gauge where they are right now. Is that scary for them? Does that seem easy for them? Can they already see the way? So that it's kind of a massaging process of figuring out that goal. Now, if someone's like right away, they're like, I want to more than double. I want a 10x. Well, then I have some questions for them. Like, what would have to happen to make that happen? What would have to happen with your nervous system? What would have to happen with your team? And we unpack that to make sure it's possible and that they feel good about getting there. And another way to do it is kind of to say, what's the least amount that I would like to be on an annual basis, and what's the most revenue wise? And usually it's a number in between there that's still a stretch, but believable at some level.